to they'd help the government with any security issues. That's my understanding.
No, they're responsible under the Prime Minister's Office for National Threat Assessment. And they're part of the SIS, which is sworn and bound by law not to attack New Zealand-born citizens. That's the law.
I see. And so that's what you mean by you feel like they're a part of this, that you're being electronically tortured in progress.
Well, I believe that they're probably the most likely candidate to be behind her because of the actions and activities of the National Threat Centre and attacking me, knowing that in all these years I've never been a threat to anyone, although there's been some concerns, nothing has ever happened ever. So how the suddenly we can get to 4 years ago, mental health coming along and saying it's a problem, putting me under mental health when I've been forensically assessed in prison 10 or 15 times and I haven't got a mental health problem, and I find it really disturbing. You know, people don't get mentally ill at 54.
When they are interfering with your computer, do you hear them speaking to you?
No.
Like any auditory
No.
hallucinations, nothing
No.
like that? Or seeing
I've had 2 bits of audio come over in something like 6 years.
Okay. What kind of audio is that?
Threats.
Okay. And what do you hear?
The first one was years ago, and it was a threat, I will kill your fucking daughter then.
Okay. Like where did you hear that coming from?
From the speakers.
Not in your head, outside of your head, from the speakers.
Yeah.
And that was how long ago?
Oh, fuck. 6 years ago.
Was that the last time you heard any audio threats?
No, and probably, I don't know, it would have been within the last couple of months. And I didn't catch all of what the person was saying because I wasn't listening.
So last time, a couple of months ago, you heard it from your audio, from your speaker.
Yeah, and I just killed it. I pulled the power.
It wasn't coherent.
Yeah, no, I pulled the power out, and didn't want to listen to it.
Did they tell you to hurt yourself or others?
No.
Have they ever told you to hurt yourself or others?
Never.
Do you think do you think that they have the power to change your thoughts?
No.
Or make you think things that you don't want to think? Okay. Do you think that they have the power to manipulate your behaviors? Make you do something you don't want to do? Like, does anyone have that power?
Well, from a perspective of the ongoing harassment, it installs a sense of belief that the National Threat Assessment Unit are trying to do me in and aren't interested in my health and know that I'm not a threat and want to try and cause me grief in my life.
Okay, so they're trying to cause grief, but can they actually program you to hurt someone else?
I know. I think you could do that subliminally.
Yeah, you think that that's possible?
Yeah.
Is it happening to you, though?
No, not that I'm aware of. But subliminal framing and audio is something that's been used and is used in New Zealand quite widespreadly with the media for advertising.
Yeah, you're right. So I'm glad you brought that up because you're right. The subliminal messages is part of marketing strategy. So there's that one side of it. But for some people, put that aside. They actually think others have the power to
No, but if somebody
power,
can abuse that power and hack my machine and interfere with my video stream and that, then they could do that and I would be totally powerless. Okay. And under the regime of what's happening with my internet connection and this Microsoft Prod DSP MP Microsoft.com server that's getting into my machine shouldn't be there. Microsoft are banned from using or attacking my system at all by the police. In 2015, I had a confrontation with Microsoft. The police were involved and they trespassed me. And Microsoft were told not to access or touch my machine in any way or form, and that it would be classified as a breach of the law if they did.
The police told you this?
Yes, and they gave me a trespass in 2015.
What did they trespass
from? Microsoft.
The office. Is it like the actual office?
Yeah, it's in the Viaduct.
Oh, there is an actual office.
You're
not talking about the software.
No.
Okay, so you had gone to the office?
Yep.
And so when you say ongoing harassment, besides what you had shared with us today in terms of the programming interference, is there any other harassment that you haven't shared?
Well, I just find that the general thing with the software, accessing my system the way it is and opening up, like nobody else has their Windows files open up the whole and complete entire file set, install their system so you can't use it in a controlled manner and then deactivate it, do they? I mean, I've got it on video, Gwen. I'd like to show it to the court. I'd like a judge to see it, not a doctor.
Yeah, you can bring that to the court. When you speak to your lawyer, you should show that to your lawyer because it's evidentiary, right? And so it would be important for them to have that information. And I will leave that with you. I want to go back to the programming because that is, when you asked me what changed since our last meeting that caused us to require you to accept the injection, this was the first time since you've been under my care that I received any videos of you. And the FTAC team sent Faoso and I downloaded videos of you in this
Can I tell you, Gwen? There's 1,000 videos on YouTube that I've marked private, that go back 10 years that show exactly the same shit.
Okay, and this is helpful information to know because when I asked the team, is this new or is this ongoing, and you're sharing it because the content has changed, that wasn't made clear to me. But we were left with these very serious videos.
Yeah, I know, but can't you see the point though? How can you take that seriously when as a threat, or even perceive it as a threat when it's showing something that's going on and how it affects me mentally? Because the prick is torturing me by doing it. Okay?
So you have to understand where we're coming from. We get shown videos when we have never been shown videos before that basically show you.
You have. I've shown them with Monarchy House. Come on. Mental health have seen them before.
I've never seen them.
Also what? So somebody's got to train themselves from scratch.
Has never seen them. When I asked the FTAC team, is this new? They couldn't tell me an answer. So we were left at the start of a long Easter weekend to make a decision on your treatment. Because the message
you had from Monday.
But we received that information right before the long holiday and we had to make a decision. Okay?
Well, you made the wrong decision,
And you are entitled to have that opinion, but I need to explain myself here, okay? Because we didn't, or else we would have talked about it the last time we met. I didn't have that information until after. But it showed videos of you in this frantic state saying they're programming me to kill the Prime Minister and her child.
That's the way I feel about it.
And that, Dean, and this is where we will disagree, and the courts can decide on this. But when I see something that peaks to that level, to me, that's a delusional state. And we can agree to disagree.
Did you look at what was actually in the video and not the words?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, the video was showing what was going on in the resource monitor for Windows, which shows which programs are being opened up and what's going on.
So it showed, I didn't see you. I saw a picture of the monitor, but I could hear you saying in this very agitated state, saying they're programming me to kill the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister's child. And this is very similar to when you were in the hospital last.
Well, look, when I see it like this, listen, did it stop that going on? No, it's bullshit, okay? And it's because the National Threat Assessment Unit's supposed to be monitoring it. How could that be happening with my software and my computer unless it's actually happening? Okay, and if it is, then I'm every right to say, well, if they're under cabinet and they're under the Prime Minister's office, then aren't they, as the head, of that being Jacinda Ardern, trying to kill my child and my family and showing no disrespect or regard for the law? And by doing it, aren't they programming me to attack? Because if you disregard my rights like that, that's probably what will happen. History shows that people are tortured by, all sorts of means. That's what happens. And I want to avoid that. And I can't avoid it with mental health. I can avoid it with the police doing something about it.
You want the police to help. That's why you run the police.
Yeah.
Right?
To stop them doing that to your computer system.
Yeah. I mean, nobody else. Fuck, I know gang people and all sorts of people. Nobody else has that shit going on with their computer. And they want to stay the fuck out of it because they think that You know, they'll end up getting caught for something.
Did you have any meth or cannabis that day?
No.
Can I ask when the last time you had meth?
Oh, fucking eons ago.
More than a month ago?
Oh, yeah, well over.
Okay. So going back to our duty of
And my
care.
blood test in the hospital would confirm that.
But I have to go back to our duty of care. Our duty of care is when someone presents in a state that we think is an altered state of thinking, then we have to use the treatment that in your records had been helpful before. So that's the reason why we restarted the injection at the 75 dose, because that was what you got in the hospital.
Listen.
We didn't want to put you back in the hospital, Dean.
It was a waste of time. It shouldn't have happened. It's done nothing but make me agitated and angry. My face on the right side is a bit dropped again, which is a side effect. I feel like I'm carrying around a sack of potatoes on my back and I can't do anything. I'm in mega pain all the time. And you're not helping the situation at all. You're making it worse. You know, you're actually enforcing to me that this is what the government is doing to me.
Have you seen your GP?
No.
Okay. Because this is...
I saw my GP about a week and a half ago. Well, not my GP, but a locum. Okay. And I discussed with her, you know, why I was doing what I was doing. And, yeah.
Well, I would want, if you've noticed a change in your physical health, even if you think it's related to the medication, I would encourage you to see your GP.
I don't need to see my GP. I need to be in the hospital.
You mean like a psychiatric hospital?
No, I've got a choice between going in and having emergency gastro surgery or fucking riding through until I die. You know, and for me, I don't want to have the surgery. It's as simple as that. It's my right to choose. I know what's going on in my bowels. I've spoken to my doctor, and I've spoken with the specialist at the hospital, and I know what my options are and what will happen. And I don't want to go through that.
And that's your choice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So the Mental Health Act has no bearing on your physical health decision.
And the same with migraines and that. I put up with that. I don't moan about it. I don't complain about it. I hardly mention it to anyone. I put up with those 3 to 4 nights a week. You know? Yeah. And this side of my face and drooling and that from the infection, it's unhuman.
Can you remove your mask so I can see? Can you lift your head and sit back straight for me? Can you sit back straight for me? Okay, can you turn your head to the right? Turn it to the left and look straight at me. Are you wearing any dentures at this time?
No.
Do you have any teeth pain?
No.
Can you open your mouth to say ah? Okay, can you do that one more time? Okay, and then can you stick out your tongue? Okay, and then close your mouth again. And you're saying it's on your right side? I mean, I do notice some asymmetry, but I don't notice any significant droop.
No, I just feel it like on my eye especially.
Do you feel numbness?
No.
But you feel a droop on your right eye?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I notice like if I look up, it's I can't see properly because of my eyelid.
But no numbness, any tingliness on your face?
No.
No? Any on the right
side?
But
people were saying to me, yesterday and today, you're sitting with your mouth open and you're drooling. And I was just sitting on the couch doing nothing.
Let me ask you this, on the right side, any weakness?
No.
That's different from the left side? Okay. Or numbness or tinglingness?
No, my left side's much more feels normal and my right side doesn't feel very normal.
Can you describe to
me? It's been like that ever since I had my brain injury. I had that and it disappeared, and then I went on to IMI and it started happening again, you know. And same with my speech. I struggle and stutter a little bit sometimes when I'm trying to really concentrate and think about what I'm saying. You know, and it's a battle. and it's a battle to even think on that drug. You know, it's you know, I was only just starting to feel normal again. You know? And even my friend said, "Oh, you seem so much happier and everything." And then they wanted to smash the cops and those bloody doctors over. And they came around, the other guys in the flats, because they know. I mean, I'm the rock. I hold them all together.
Well, the dilemma we have, Dean, is we are instructed by the law